Hi everyone, it's me, Karina Hogan. I live here in Central Oregon. I'm a real estate agent, but I'm also a horse trainer and animal lover. And in today's video, I would like to share a few things that I believe are important when purchasing an equestrian property. I've pretty much owned horses all my life and started making a living training horses when I was 16. So I would like to use my experience to help others that might have not had as much exposure than I. Maybe you're just starting out with horses, trying to buy your dream property, or might even be fortunate enough to be building it from ground up. Looking into buying a horse property, there are lots of things you should consider. And some of these things might go a long ways to make it the perfect equine setup for you. And some of these things are not as obvious when you start out. One of the biggest factors will be your budget. I know it was for my husband and I, but after you narrow it down to the properties in your price range as well as the general area you want to be in, there are other things you need to consider. As example, size of property. How big of a property do you need? How many horses do you have? How many horses are you planning on having on this property? That will kind of decide what size you need, as well as, are you planning on having pasture to graze on? If so, rule of thumb is 1 acre per horse. Talking about having pastures to graze on, here in Central Oregon, you will need irrigation. There are different types of irrigation as well as water rights. So if you have a prospective property, make sure to check that out, water and irrigation availability. Water, also a very important thing in such a dry climate here. Do you have water where you need it? Will you have to run water to the pasture? If so, Central Oregon can be very rocky, and so is it viable to get water where you need it? Water freezes here in the winter. Do you need a tank deicer, or maybe installing automatic waterers might be worth the investment? Next on the list would be property location. Well, we already narrowed it down to the general area you want to be in, but what about the property itself? Is the terrain usable to what you want to use it for? Is there a main road nearby? Are there loud noises? We as equestrians want our horses, our animals, to have the best quality of life, and there are some things to consider. Talking about this climate here, summers can be really hot and dry. Winters can be cold and snowy. So make sure your horse has some kind of shelter, if that is a run-in or a barn. Barns, talking about barns, hay storage, really important as well. Make sure to plan that into your budget to have some kind of covered and dry area for your hay. Now we have covered a few of the basic horse necessities. What about us as the rider? Do you want to have trail access and be able to ride off of your property? Or is an arena just enough for you? These are all things to consider, and I could go on and on and on about this. So if you're interested in buying or selling an equestrian property, give me a call. If you want to just talk about your four-legged friends as well as maybe just meet up for a ride, please reach out to me. If you like this video, please like it, share it, comment on it, as well as check out my blog for more information. I sure hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.